This is our little mystery hull, mystery TFL hull that we don't know the name of it, so I'm just probably going to call it that in a little bit more detail. She's 610mm long. It's very similar in design to the 10-shock. I can't quite remember the name of it, but there's a 10-shock model like this with the big step in it. They're only about 450mm long. There's another company that oh well, let's just say they're another company that's very similar that's come along after the 10-shock one that's also 450mm long. So there's nothing actually like this around. Not exactly the same anyway in this size. So we've got 610 there. Up to the first step there is, what have we got here? 375 up to there. I mean, I don't know exactly the science of it, but I think it's reasonably obvious to assume that the boat runs in the water up to here, and then the propeller is the next point of contact on the water, and none of this is getting wet as you're driving. So less drag, obviously, if if this part's in the air and this is contacting the water, and that's why the thing's just so fast. It's absolutely flies. Not the greatest on corners. It does like skip around the corner a little bit, but in a straight line, even with some chop, it's actually really good. We took this thing out the other day, and in our local lake there was just so much debris in there, stuff just floating under the water, and we crashed this thing at full speed. It must have been 15-20 times. At some point, the thing was like flying up in the air. You can see what I did to my rudder. I'm gonna have to get onto that with the file. She's kind of bit dented up there. My fin is all dented up as well. It probably cost me a couple of props as well. We were prop testing at the time. I can see it's actually bent my strut down, and that's why I didn't realize it at the time, but on the last run this thing went for a nosedive, and now I can see why it did that. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, TFL tell me that their mold for these isn't great, so they didn't want to make any more, but I'm just going to commission a new mold and just call it our own, so you'll only be able to buy these from us. I've had this boat, since somewhere between 2012 and 2016 is when I got it, because I remember the warehouse we were in at the time. So before that, we're in a shop up to 2012, and then after 2016 we'd moved to a bigger warehouse. But I remember having this boat in that particular space time frame. I do have another one, something similar, but it's from a different manufacturer. I've actually never used it. What happened was I ordered this online. I saw a similar thing to that, with the stepped hull, and this is how it got delivered. It came to me and it's all broken through here, broken underneath there. So I said to him, if you want me to sell your boats, you better send me another hull, and they did. And unfortunately, that one was broken as well. Not as bad, but that's how this hull came. So it's cracked all the way through. So I've never used this one here, but when we were out racing around this one with the recoil the other day, we thought it would be fun to have two of these things going. So I think I'll fix this one up, and just to get it going, like another boat that's similar, but not the same. Similar size. The step on this part here goes to about the same thing, but it's not the same shape. And the step on here is much higher than this one. But yeah, it'd be cool to have two of the similar thing going. So I'll fix this up, put some fiberglass in there and fit it out. TFL used to make a similar thing, and this is what they called their Piranha. It's not exactly the same design. This has got a twin stepped hull. It's interesting. So it's high there, it drops down, comes along a little bit, drops down. Now these are more like the length of the 10-shock ones, I think. Where's my ruler gone? Here we go. This one is 405 mil long. Actually, when my daughter was young, I gave her this. Like I put this together for her, painted it pink. This had a little 20 mil motor in it, whereas this one's got a 28 mil motor. And it seemed like the right thing to do at the time, like give the youngest person the smallest boat. But it's not that smart at all, because as soon as you hit any kind of the smallest wave, you know, a little boat just can't stay in the water. So, you know, you think about a 5-year-old girl driving this, it's flat out all the time and it couldn't stay in the water. But yeah, that's just a different style of boat, and I'd love to have something in this size with this kind of shape. It kind of gets bigger as it goes back as well. It's just I just really like that design. Basically, the faster you go, the less boats in the water. So you start off going slow, the whole thing is, and then as you get faster, this leaves the water, this part stays in, and then as you get to, you know, whatever the scale speed might be, you know, whatever it is to get this up, it's only this part in the water. Okay, so that's pretty much, well, oh, the only thing is, yeah, this does have the float chamber, whereas I don't think this does. No, it doesn't, but it doesn't seem to work that well. Had my battery put on the side here, speed controller put on the side here, but it just wouldn't float over. I drilled one hole in it the other day to see if that was going to fix it, like let the air out, and it didn't. So I'm going to drill a couple more, and hopefully that will sort it out. Because what's happening is the chamber goes right up to here, so I guess we're getting a big air bubble in here. So I'm going to try with a little bit more. It would be nice if I could not have, you know, if I could have it flipping over. But yeah, she's a tough little boat. You know, we hit that many things in the lake the other day with this thing, and apart from the dents in there, there's not a mark on it. We did run over it with the recoil the other day, so put a little bit of a chip in the fiberglass, in the carbon fiber, in the clear part of the carbon fiber, but it didn't cause a leak or anything like that.